So Nikola Jokic is doing it again. And what do I mean by doing it again? He is proving he is by so much the best player in the world. Like, it's not even one of those things where there's like somebody close. He's just so much better than everybody else. And it's always hard in sports when somebody is, it's not just that they're really good. It's like they're way better than everybody who has played any time recently, and obviously way better than everybody in the world right now. Nikola Jokic is putting up video game numbers, and he's just, nobody seems to care. Nikola Jokic is currently not even top in the MVP rankings. Yes, I repeat, the man is averaging these numbers, and he is not top of the MVP rankings. He is averaging 27 or 29.7 points. So let's round everything up. We are going to round up here. He is averaging 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 assists a game, while averaging a block and nearly 2 steals. On 66% true shooting, 56% from 3, and 5.9 free throws made a game, while being a plus 9.8 while on the floor. I repeat, plus 9.8. And if you're going to be like, oh, but like, they're the 4th seed, you can't win MVP as the 4th seed. He is 1 game off the top seed in the West. I understand the Cavaliers are 11-0. He is 1.5 games back on the Celtics and 1 game back on these 3. And obviously the Cavs are 11-0. They have, what, the, 5-5 is the 3rd seed in the East. That's nuts. But like, just look at the Eastern Conference. That is a piss take compared to the West. Like, he is carrying a Denver team with a Jamal Murray who is, like, devolving as a player, who is getting worse. MPJ is not getting any better as a player. You've got Peyton Watson, who's balling. They lost Bruce Brown 2 years ago. They lost Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They have Peyton Watson starting. They have Julian Strawder. They have nothing really on the bench. And he is single-handedly carrying this team. And he is doing a carry job that we've never seen before. Man is averaging a 30 point, 15 rebound, 12 assist, triple-double right now. Or 14 rebound, 12 assist, triple-double. These are not human numbers. This man is not human. Like, he has had the best first 10 games of a season, I think you can argue, ever. If Jokic can keep this up for 82 games, and let's just say the Nuggets, they have a 70% win rate, what does that get them on the year? 8 by 7 is 56. If we get some 57 wins, if they can keep this up, like, they'll have 57 wins, I think, on the season. If he can average these numbers and they can keep playing as well as they are, and they can win 57 games on the year, Nikola Jokic should win the first unanimous MVP since Stephen Curry. And not only that, we should be giving him credit for having the greatest season of all time. If he keeps this up, he will have had the greatest season of all time. And a load of people are like, oh, it's only 10 games, let's not overreact. The problem is that we can expect this from Jokic. Jokic has been the best player on the planet. Jokic, if it wasn't for Kendrick Perkins calling everyone who voted for Jokic a racist and basically making voters scared to vote for him in 2023, he would be about to win his 5th MVP in a row. Like, with voter fatigue not being a thing, obviously without voter fatigue being a thing, there are plenty of guys that would have won a lot of MVPs. But, like, Jokic could be on to his 5th MVP in a row. This isn't like somebody on a hot streak. This is the greatest player in the world on a hot streak. Like, this is like when Kobe would go in some of his months where he would average like 40-something. There is a difference between a player having a hot streak and when the best player in the world then has a hot streak, and it's like this insurmountable like video game numbers. You can't even do this in video games. It's hard to get boards in video games. Like, this is This is not only video game numbers. This is video game numbers when you turn the difficulty to rookie. This is when you play My Career on rookie. And heck, you can't even do this because make a center that shoots like him, you can't get rebounds in 2K. You can't even do this what he's doing in video games. If the fact right now he is not top of MVP ladders, and I'm not talking about betting odds because betting odds are going to take into account a lot of other things. I've seen Jokic as low as 4th. He's been as low as 4th in MVP ladders in the last 2 or 3 days that I've seen. The man is playing the greatest basketball of his career. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world by so much of a gap. Like the only player you can argue is better than Jokic in the NBA is if Luka Doncic is having a good game. But Luka has not had a good start to this season. His stats are down across the board. He's shooting mad stuff, and I don't know what's wrong with Luka Doncic to start this season. But like he's still been good, but not Luka good. He's been a disappointment for Luka. But Jokic is just improving. He's getting better every year. He's 29 years old? He's getting better every single year. He's getting in better shape every year. Like, I think that the offseason of like not focusing on basketball means that he's not burned out coming into the season, and he's even hungrier than everybody else. It doesn't seem like there's anyone that's more hungry to win than Nikola Jokic. He's starting to play more defense. He's just the best player in the world by an amount that I cannot remember if there's ever been a bigger gap between the best and second best player in the world. Heck, we saw during the summer, Nikola Jokic nearly beat the Avengers by himself. And you'd be like, oh, these other guys did this. Their tactic was give the ball to Jokic and let him make a decision. That was their tactic. Jokic just literally did everything for that Serbia team. It was give it to Jokic. Jokic is going to do something good. Like, they should have beat the Avengers. He won gold. He won bronze. They should have won gold. Like, they got robbed in that game. Some horrible calls. I'd say 9 times out of 10 America beat Serbia, but they got robbed in that one. They got robbed. But still, we saw who the best player in the world was at the Olympics. It was him. We've seen who the best player in the world is right now in the NBA. It's him. We saw who the best player in the world was in the 2023 playoffs. It was him. We saw even in the last year's playoffs who the best player in the world was. It was Jokic. Did he have the greatest fourth quarter of Game 7 against the Timberwolves? No, but he was still the best player in the playoffs up to that point. We saw him against the Lakers. We saw him in up till Game 7 in that series when he was just unplayably good. He is the best player in the world by so much. And if Jokic keeps this up, obviously, like, if someone else, like, if he doesn't keep this up and, like, Tatum's continues to do what he does and the Celtics are unbelievable, fair enough. But if he keeps doing what he does and any voter doesn't vote for him for MVP, they should lose their job on the spot.